we'll move on. We'll sort of stay on topic slightly, because we'll talk about travel, okay, some holidays that you've had. So, would you prefer, or do you prefer, to travel with your parents or some friends?
Yeah, of course that I really love travel with my family and especially with my friend. When I was a child, my parents didn't allow me to have a travel with my friend. But when I get in universities, I work a little bit that my parents allow me to have a trip with my friend. And I think have a trip with my friends a little bit like more funny and make me feel that it's the real story Paris. I mean that go on holiday with family it's all interesting, but to have a vacation with my friends is all interesting.
Okay. So, I mean, what are the differences then in travelling alone or with other people?
I do believe that is really different because usually traveling alone, that we have to set up the tour by themselves and go with another person. Maybe they can share the money, can share the place. It's much more cheaper than going alone. And however, go on holiday alone has its own unique, interesting because you could feel more exactly the place you can find by your own the cultural experience. Yeah.
Sure, good. What do you think is some of the possible problems that a person might have while travelling? Well, maybe in Vietnam or even somewhere else in the world.
I do believe it depends.
Okay.
It depends on each person. For me, I find it difficult to try food. It's lucky and it's fortunately that in Qatar the food was really delicious. But I remember when I tried the food in Sapa. I don't know why that I was really afraid of food in summer. It's not delicious at all. It's quite awful and hard to try.
Okay. So what forms of transport would most people in Vietnam use for long distance travel?
Yeah. In fact, that for long distance travel, it means that the family or individuals will go in another country, and therefore the most common way to travel is by plane.
Okay.
In a plane. I think plane is really the most comfortable and suitable for people for long distance. It's really reduces time because by train it's spend a lot of time. It wastes the time the long distance.
Okay. Are there any disadvantages to travelling by plane?
I think the disadvantages of traveling by plane is hijacking.
Oh, that's hijacking. Okay. That hasn't happened to you?
No.
Hopefully not. Good. Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to change subjects here. We're going to just very quickly go into school subjects.
Yes.
Okay? So, what in your opinion? What is your opinion of modern style education?
I suppose that in Vietnam, the modern style of education is already the state school where teacher just like a focused person in the class, and people and the student they seem don't have a chance to have their own state. And I think it's Vietnam education has changed a lot in recent years.
For the better or for the worse?
I think it's worse than before. For example, I remember when I was in secondary school and primary school, we used to have to wear a uniform and had to stand up whenever the teacher go to class. And some student people who had a low mark will have to stay during the lunch time. To have a because that's why they had a bad mark.
Okay.
If we see some program of education in Vietnam nowadays, I think we should bring back some discipline.
Some? Which ones? Which things?
For example, that the way nowadays that people they had an opportunities to access many information in the internet. And they have a chance to have more knowledge, but some of them they find a really bad thing in internet, for example, or something like that. Yeah, yeah, and it's in fact to other students if they bring it in the class. Yeah, and it's quite a sensitive situation for teacher to solve it. And nowadays the teacher have to cope with many things, many disadvantage things that students have nowadays.
Thank you. Okay, we'll finish.